Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the second edition of this podcast on finances. I am excited to be in this year, 2023. 2022 was amazing, but I know 2023 is going to be even more amazing. I hope all of you have had an amazing, incredible start of the new year. I know it's just the first week of 2023. We all have our expectations. We all are doing the necessary cleanups and the necessary assessments that we need to do. If we haven't done them already, you still have time to do them. It's just the first week of January. But don't forget, time goes by fast. And before you know it, it's going to be the end of 2023 and I will be saying Merry Christmas again. So yeah, just putting that in perspective, how quickly time flies by. So for this year, I have created, at least for the first quarter of this year, I have curated a number of sessions that will be focusing on finances, specifically how to be successful. And I know I said that we would be talking about this last year, and we did a number of little snippets and topics, sessions on finances, the basics. But this year we're going to go a little more in depth into some of the things that I consider crucial, especially if you want to be successful in your life in general, but more importantly in your financial life. Now, a disclaimer, I am not a psychologist. I am not a financial advisor. So any information I am giving you now is purely for educational purposes and to be informative. You can please use it to adapt to your situation. And if you need to find a financial advisor, please go ahead and do so. Some of these points are just starting point and stepping stones to bigger things that you will learn in your financial journey. That does not have to stop with me. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we'll be talking about is starting on a clean slate. And I think this is extremely ideal and an opportune time to be talking about this because it's the first of the year. It's the first week of the year. And it's the first episode of this year on this podcast. So it is ideal. And I know that when people think about starting on a clean slate, sometimes they think about doing everything from scratch, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Okay, you can start on a clean slate in the next chapter of your life. So for example, 2022 was a chapter in itself. 2023 is another chapter, but it is an addition to your life's journey. So in that sense, it is a clean slate because you're rewriting or you're writing new experiences or planning to write new experiences for this new year. So while you are thinking about that, what are some of the things you would like to achieve in this year? And maybe to break it down a little bit is what are the kind of things you want to achieve in the first quarter of this year, say by April. What financial goals have you set for yourself? Is it more money in the bank? And I know I mentioned this before. If it's more money in the bank, how much more money are you looking to have in your bank? And once you figure that out, what steps or actions do you need to be able to get that specific amount of money in your bank? So this means you need to define your sense of clarity. What is your clarity with your financial goals? Are you looking to get out of debt if you're in debt? Are you looking to purchase some sort of item or property or real estate? Are you looking to spend more time with the family, or to have more money so you can spend more time with the family or go and do things you have always wanted to do. So that's the kind of clarity you need to have. And if so, how can you achieve that? How can you realign your daily habits and practices towards achieving or getting to that goal? And remember, I did mention previously is that it does not have to be the exact goal, although achieving the exact goal is really, really good. However, if you achieve even as close to that goal as you possibly can, that in itself is an accomplishment, because you have moved away from zero to a different point. And that is something that you should take as a win for you. So do not beat yourself about this. And I did speak heavily about this topic last year. So if you haven't listened to that episode, please go and watch it. Go on and listen to it. Sorry, we're not making videos. Yes. So figure out what the clarity is when it comes to your financial goals, and write that down on paper. There's so much energy that is put into writing things down on paper, because you can actually read it and it registers in your mind, as opposed to just saying it in your mind and not writing it down. Because once you put it on paper, it kind of has a life of its own, so to speak. So I would really encourage you to either have a journal or a notebook where you are constantly tracking the kind of achievements or the kind of goals you're trying to achieve by April. And then when you're doing the whole quarterly thing, think about the end game. Like by December of 2023, where do I want to be? What do I want my financial life to look like, or my financial health to look like? How much do I want to have in my bank account? Do I want to be involved in investments? Do I want to have some investments in my name? Do I want to have been pre-qualified to purchase a piece of property, if that's a goal of yours? Do I want to have traveled to this place and this place, if that's a goal of yours? Do I want to have inspired a certain number of people, or do I want to have made a specific amount of revenue or raised a specific amount of funds by the end of December 2023? And one of the key ways you can do that is like look forward into the end of the year and visualize what that would look like and what that would feel like if you have achieved everything you have set out to achieve by December. How would you feel, and what would that look like to you? Would you be, if it was increasing revenue in your business, would you be hosting a dinner party with your new employees or your employees, just congratulating them? Would it be giving out bonuses? Would it be treating yourself to some fancy vacation? What would that look like for you? If you have money in the bank, what would that look like for you? Would you feel elated by having XXX amount of money in your bank account by the end of 2023? Would you feel relieved because now you can pay your bills on time? Those are the kind of things you should be thinking about, and then transpose yourself back to now, the present. What are those things you need to do? You see, so like by looking at it that way, you are defining your clarity. Like you're putting it all in perspective and bringing it back kind of like full circle to figure out what are the little things you need to do. And you don't have to figure it all out immediately. Some things will come as you progress, but the important thing is that you're doing them and you're also assessing your progress as you go. Don't make the mistake of just doing and doing and doing and not evaluating what you're doing, because you will miss certain things that you need to improve or lessons you might learn from assessing yourself. So I encourage you to do that, and I encourage you to have an accountability partner, because they will keep you on track and they will help you figure out where you're going wrong, and they may also give you some insight into how to do things better. And obviously another thing is like read. I know like this is not a thing that people talk about these days, but I encourage you to read if you really want to be financially astute and like get a hold of your finances. Read about like how to budget, how to grow your savings account, what is investments, what kind of investments you can be involved in, how can you make more money, how can you be someone who spends your money wisely. Find all the stuff you can find online. You can Google it and read articles about it, or you could buy books or borrow books from the library if you have one close to you and read. Like, this is a habit that I would encourage you to instill in yourself and carry on with you into 2023. And yes, I am reading a couple of books. Perhaps I will share them in the next episode. We have some of the books I'll be reading for this quarter. And if you like, you can read them with me. If you have books you'd like to share with me to read, please feel free to do so, because I really love reading. Yeah, so that's it from me. And I really hope you have an amazing rest of this week, January, this quarter, even though you'll be hearing from me soon. And I hope you enjoy writing out your plans for this year. Good luck and see you next time. Bye.